Okay guys, you're fairly new into jiu-jitsu and all the different leg locking positions like double outside, reap, 411, backside 50-50 is still one big leg spaghetti for you, then check out this video to see all the different positions. Finally guys, the day has come that you can finally remember all the leg lock positions and at least know the difference between 50-50, saddle, outside Ashi, reap, and when you get DQ'd and when not. Let's just get to it. So, today I will do an introduction into the different leg lock positions, short notice of their pros and cons, no finishing mechanics whatsoever, just go over some of them briefly. We're going to start off with the most common position you might know is called the Ashi, yeah? Or if you're standing, a single leg X. Now we have a lot of videos on this technique specifically. Today we're going to just use this as the starting point, the crossroad where all the positions is going to flow from. Just as you know side control, from where you can pop up to knee on belly, switch to north-south, go to kesekatami, go to mount, etc. All of them with their different pros and cons. Quick, easy entry into this position is I want to have the inside positioning with my feet, whether he is standing, and I have either a standing entry or a butterfly or whatever, or if I'm on top, or in this case with a double guard pull, I'm going to kick my leg through on the same side, so his left leg, my right leg, so on the same side, control the knee, as I base, slide in. Yeah? My foot will be on the hip, toes facing outwards, and I like to put my knee on my shin. My far side foot is on the far side glute, but it could also be on the close side glute. Yeah? And then there's different variations of this, like butterfly Ashi. But today, I'm not going to confuse you guys. I'm going to make it easier. So we just stay with this one, Ashi Garami. Now, leg lock positions change as his leg changes from one side of my hip to the other side of my hip. I'm going to get to that later. Or the positioning of my feet changes on regards of his leg. So from here to here, or here. Okay, so starting from this Ashi Garami, if I put both of my feet on the outside, this is an outside Ashi, because his foot is on the outside of my body. If I put my feet on the outside as well, we will call this double outside Ashi, yeah? Which is a great position. It doesn't matter if you cross your legs like this. I like to keep a foot on the hip, 2 feet on the hip if I try to ankle lock, or both feet on the outside or cross them. It doesn't matter. As long as my feet are on the outside of his hip and this leg comes out, we will refer to this as double outside Ashi. Now this is a great position if I manage to get an outside heel hook from where I can bridge in and start to apply finishing mechanics on his knee to heel hook him. That's one of the reasons this position is really applied and when you apply this, for finishing mechanics, breaking mechanics on outside heel hooks. Yeah? Especially if my partner switches from positions or I manipulate him from in to outside positions. If I want to ankle lock from here, I usually put 2 feet on the hip so I can get a strong extension and start attacking his ankle. So this makes outside Ashi, double outside Ashi. Now, one of the most infamous leg lock positions, we're going to start off from here again, is going to be the outside reap. Now, I'm going to refer today several times to the reaping motion, but not all of them are reaps. This one is going to be the outside reap, which means his leg is on the outside, yeah, and my leg goes from the outside to the inside. And if you reap, don't try to throw your foot over, because it does nothing to his knee. I will reap with my hips to twist as I curl in, and my foot comes over, and I make a bend in his knee. This is the outside reap, and this is for most people watching an immediate DQ in IBJJF or a lot of competitions because of the strain it puts on the knee. Now, if my partner relaxes and he keeps his leg pretty relaxed, nothing happens. And look, he doesn't even flex his face or anything. If I start to reap and my partner does everything to keep his leg straight, that's going to put a lot of pressure on his knee, and he will eventually either subdue and bend his knee or pop his ligaments, which is not my problem, but that's the risk of the position. We're not even going into the outside heel hooks here or the submissions we can do. Now, what does the reap do and why is it so good? First, it gives you an outside heel hook, but the finishing mechanics kind of suck because he has a shared spiral with me. It's a really good position to go into double control. Either go for a yoki locks here or a hip lock here, toe holds or ankle locks, but I have a full video on that somewhere. I think the yoki lock video, you can see this whole position and configuration, or check out my DVD, LEGLOCKS UNLOCKED, Part 1 on BJ Fanatics. But the thing with this position is, it exposes his heel. So I'm just going to give you a final overview of the outside positions. If I have the double outside position, where I have a great finishing mechanic on the outside heel hook, it is now very hard for me to get this heel exposed. Once I reap, keep your heel on the mat, I expose his heel. But I have very hard finishing mechanics. So I then switch back with the heel to the double outside position. Now I went back. Usually we do this as I reap, he rolls to escape, roll, escape, and I switch mid-air to this double outside position. Now I think we went way off screen, but now I have the heel from the roll and from the reap. I exposed it mid-air, got it, switched my legs, went into the outside configuration, and now I can bridge and finish off here with the heel hook. So these are the inside positions. Now let's look at the outside positions. Now let's look at the inside positions. Just gonna stay with the same leg all the time to make it less confusing for you guys. So outside Ashi, double outside Ashi, outside reap. Now we're gonna do the same thing. Now we're gonna bring his leg on the opposite side. If I do this in sparring, especially if he tries to hide his heel, I'm not gonna bend it in my body, I'm gonna fall down, switch up. Now this becomes inside Ashi. Yeah? So his leg is on the inside. From here, we can also do ankle locks, or toe holds, or whatever. But if I throw my legs to the outside now, which used to be double outside Ashi, this now becomes a position called 50-50. As you see, our legs have the exact same configuration. Now, usually in 50-50, especially in Nogi, I want to hide my heel, upgrade my knee positioning to the inside. There's a lot of things I want to do, but we have some 50-50 videos on that, and today is just an overview. So once again, from an inside position, my legs go to the outside, and this becomes 50-50. Now you could use both of these mechanics simultaneously. As I'm fighting in a straight Ashi, he's trying to hide his foot, and I switch my feet and his foot simultaneously and catch an inside heel hook now for 50-50. Now we're gonna look at that reaping mechanic one more time, but now his foot is not on the outside, but on the inside. Now if I reap, I'm gonna do the exact same mechanic as I did before. Now his knee does not get bent. So you automatically see the difference between this position, which is called saddle, 411, honey hole, or inside Ashi, whatever you want to refer to it. I call it 411, or saddle. Now his knee is straight. So this is not the reap you know that gets you the DQ, where I twist his knee, but I do the exact same mechanics. Look guys, I reap my leg over. But this time it's called 411. And this position is legal, with some minor details if he stands up and some other IBJJF rules, but for now, let's just keep it as simple as possible. Now here, I'm usually collecting the second leg, and we get a position called double trouble, but that's a sub-position within this position. Let's do it on the other leg, so you can see the inside work. Outside Ashi, inside, 50-50, or I reap over, and now we get into our saddle 411 with inside heel hooks, inverting. And now usually if I go for an inside heel hook here and my partner hides his heel towards me, pushes my knee away, I switch over and now we're in an outside reap again. Same thing applies. If I'm in an outside reap, I can switch my legs, as I showed you with going from reap to double outside Ashi to finish. But I could also, as he starts to go away and hide his heel from me, switch it back and go to an inside heel hook. And I think you can now see how A, B, C, and 1, 2, 3 make A1, B2, B1, BC2. It's very complicated, but I tried to keep it as simple as possible today. And I hope this helps you a little bit with at least understanding the different leg lock positions, some of their pros and cons, without going in depth. I love to go in depth on all these positions, but for that, please check out one of our leg lock instructionals on BJJ Fanatics, which will go through all the details, submissions, entries, and so much more. And hopefully this just gave you a small overview of what these leg lock positions are all about. Thank you guys for watching. See you in the next one. Peace.